your goalie because
Luongo.
yeah, neither did Luongo because Anaheim was doing so damn well on
Yes,
offense.
they did, but Luongo has a proven track record, and Hiller certainly does not. So I believe Luongo has already proven that what he can do,
Okay,
and he can carry
I'm
the team
not
in the
making
playoffs.
fun of Luongo, buddy. I don't be defensive. I'm just saying like Anaheim has good
I'm saying
offense.
that they have good
That's what I'm
offense,
trying to say. That's
but
why I think they have
I
a
don't think
chance.
they're going to really do anything. They're probably going to end up playing Detroit in the first round.
Kind of want to talk about
And
And
Columbus
I
right
just
now.
said I think they have a chance against Detroit.
How about
they don't.
how
Really
about Columbus right here?
Why?
because the Detroit Red Wings have a very very good power play. They have basically
Iffy,
a
iffy
they have
goaltending.
a set formation which they know they can score goals off. And against a team like the Anaheim Ducks, who really will not be able to repeat the success they had a couple of years ago, and they have no idea who to start in net. I don't think it would work against a team like the
Okay,
Detroit Red Wings, who have a proven offense.
both teams, in my opinion, have weak goaltending. Both teams have strong offense. It'll just come down to whoever gets more goals in the net. I believe Detroit will win the series. I'm
Whoa.
just saying, don't
Jordan
count
Spiller is actually a
Anaheim out of
solid
it.
goaltender though.
Yeah, don't count them out.
He's been doing pretty well. But I want to talk about CBJ's here.
See,
Columbus.
yeah, I do too.
Columbus, big surprise,
I think the first
this year.
playoff
Yeah, well,
appearance.
it's due to Steve
Yeah,
Mason.
and I would like to see how well they do. They might end up playing Calgary or the Canucks, or they might end up playing Chicago. It's up in the air right now.
Well, it's unlikely they'll play Chicago. At this point, it's gonna be the winner of the Northwest that they play, unless they fall farther down in the standings, which could happen.
So
It's really
Columbus
tight race
is
right there.
Exactly.
interesting playoff. Interesting playoff.
I'm excited to see how Steve Mason reacts to the pressure in the playoffs.
Yeah.
His rookie year, and he's already in the playoffs.
And so we'll see how we can deal with that.
But
He did well in the World Juniors though a couple years back.
These
so.
guys are placed sixth, and they're not gonna go higher. They could go lower. That's what I'm saying. Don't count out teams like Nashville.
Yeah.
Columbus hasn't clinched yet. I wouldn't be too surprised if they didn't hit it. But I think they will.
All right. Yeah.
So I'd just like to talk about disappointments. The Dallas Stars have been a major disappointment. Western Conference
Yeah.
Final last year. I didn't see any changes they made. Why are they doing so bad?
It's had an awful start to the season, really.
They had basically
Turco started badly,
As Peter said,
really
they had
badly.
a very bad Sean Avery. They finally got rid of him.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was a
good
mess.
decision by the
That was
Stars.
a mess of a
And then,
signing.
but they managed to salvage their season. Everyone thought, "Oh, here come the Stars." But you know what? They've really just
two
camped out
six
here
and
in the last
2 6 and 2 in
in
their
the last
last 10.
stretch here. That they've shown that they can come back. They couldn't complete the comeback.
Yeah, like
They
mid-season.
really fizzled out.
Yeah, but Marty Turco is just having a really forgettable season. His stats are pretty horrendous, and
Yeah, he's been
Yeah.
pretty bad this season.
And now Phoenix Coyotes.
Not a disappointment, but Wayne Gretzky.
I mean,
It's his third year. He's done nothing.
you really
who do
wonder.
they have to play with? Like, because Jokinen and Shane Doan did not work out, and like the goal. I mean, Gallo's good.
Shane Doan's been their best player.
I know, but with Jokinen, when they got him, everyone thought it was gonna be a big thing, but they didn't work out together, and then they just got a lot of young prospects. So in a few years, when they blossom,
now they
it's
have
just gonna
so
be
many
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the trade deadline, they did really well there.
But you really have to wonder how much farther this team's going to rely on Wayne Gretzky to head to coach their team. Like, you can't really
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
Who would fire Wayne Gretzky?
that's the point.
That's
He may
I think that
although
his
he
all-star
may-
status is the only thing that's keeping him on the
yeah,
team.
although he may not be
No.
a good coach, he has like Hall of Fame stats.
I mean,
You can't count that out.
Exactly.
Fans come to see Wayne Gretzky
I
coach
mean, in this
and have
league-
spasms
in
because
this
he
league-
frequently has spasms.
Basically, in this league, as a coach, you have to win, and if you don't win, you're going to get fired. That's how it works.
Unless you're Wayne Gretzky.
No, but
Unless
coaching
you're
is-
Wayne Gretzky.
Exactly.
But
that's
they're in
the
more of a
only thing.
rebuilding stage right now. So the next maybe season or the season after, things are probably going to get a lot like
I would
tougher
give
there.
him a
So
year or two, and then he's
if
gone.
nothing happens next year,
Give him next year. See how he does. If he finishes near the bottom again,
Yeah.
I'd think about giving him a different position.
Yeah.
Yeah, but-
Janitor.
Turris and Mueller are doing pretty well though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they really do not have an all-star
Fire-
team here.
Like their defense, like
Yeah.
your starting pairs are like Mikulik,
And you know, they're
Zdeněk Mikulek, one of the members of the All Names.
yeah,
I'd like
and
to
as you
point
know, they have a huge revenue problems. You know, they're
Yeah.
not building up stadiums and thinking.
Even Gretzky's
there
not
was
having
talk about like selling the team and all that.
That's
It's in
that-
Phoenix,
that-
though.
I've gotta think if a guy on Phoenix has the puck, he's not thinking, "Oh my God, financial issues with the club."
I know, but
He's thinking like, "I should score."
Exactly,
now."
but you
I
have
don't
to
think
But they
it's
can't
much
get
of
the
a.
big name players.
I
on
don't
the
think it's
team.
much of a distraction.
you have to think that off the ice, the players are thinking, well, what's the future of this club? You know, like there's a lot of rumors about this around
Well,
the
that's
NHL.
only if you've got like a long-term contract. If you got a short-term contract, you're thinking, well, might as well get out
Yeah,
of
but
here.
once it doesn't
So it's going to hurt the team, yes. But if
And
they,
also, they're going to get a huge cap cut next year.
Yeah, once it's saved like an all-star player.
How are
like,
they gonna get
Let's go back to
players?
Buffalo a couple years ago. They couldn't bring in the money to keep Briere or Chris Drury.
they could have kept one of them. I think that was a GMing mistake, but they
no,
couldn't
because
keep
they don't
both.
have the big like time like town or whatever. And it's the same with Phoenix. So when they like say they have some big name player, there's me thinking like, oh man, we're gonna lose this guy next year or something, which is really bad for the team, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of why they were hoping they did well this season, which they did not. Let me point out.
Yeah.
And then Colorado Avalanche.
Colorado, biggest upset of the year, other than
Yeah.
Ottawa being so terrible.
Well,
It
I
has
mean,
to be Colorado.
Jaguar, like their
Yeah.
GM, is just garbage. I mean, he traded. I think.
Francois,
Yeah, he's awful.
he's a bit of a joke.
He's like it's like a veteran like laden team. They
You
don't really
got-
have any.
You gotta think if Sakic wasn't injured before the season started, they would have done
And
something.
Stastny's been injured
Can
too.
a guy
Yeah.
who is like 43 years old, do you think he can like really lead this team to success? He's had so
Let
many
me
good
check
years.
on Wikipedia how old this
I think he's
guy
like
is.
39. But
Yeah,
let's go back
not
to
40.
their goaltending tandem. Like, why would they start the season like? I mean,
Yeah,
if there's injury,
awful.
then a
Raycroft and
Peter
Budaj.
I mean,
That's a joke.
Raycroft was doing pretty decent at the beginning of the year, but Budaj, I don't know. He's just
I don't know. Both goalies have been inconsistent.
neither of them
both
are starting
goalies are
goaltenders.
elite goaltenders that can lead a team.
And so now
No,
they're
they aren't.
Neither of them.
Okay,
are.
okay.
We thought Colorado would be bad, but really nobody thought they'd be this bad.
I didn't think they'd be bad.
Lost 8 in a row,
I didn't-
64 points.
What made you think they'd
In a
be
row?
bad before the season?
Well, people like it was very clear. Like no one was really considering them a huge contender even halfway through the season.
That's
They had
because the
gotten
Canucks
nowhere.
and Flames are great, but you wouldn't think that they would be second last in the
They
league.
didn't win a game.
Yeah.
Would
until,
you
like,
think they'd be second last
I
in the league?
not
Yeah.
even think. I was
No
thinking.
one
I thought they might. I don't think.
I
they
thought
were,
they'd make the playoffs.
I knew it because
Yeah.
I don't know.
They've made the playoffs like for a long time.
Yeah,
Like, I can't
except
remember.
where they missed a couple of years ago. Barely missed the playoffs by 2 points.
But they've been making it a
Yeah,
lot.
exactly. Because they're
Ever
very
since they lost
solid.
Wall, they never had a solid
But they,
goaltender.
they've had a lot of
True.
injuries. They're playing. They're playing. They're
What
basically.
about Theodore?
Theodore, no, he
He
was
was
good in
better
the
than
playoffs.
Budaj and
He was good in the playoffs, but during that season, till like after the All-Star break, he was solid. But before that, and the year before, he was just never really up to par.
I would have kept
You
Theodore
know, it
if I
almost
was
seems as though-
Colorado.
Yeah, I know, but
They couldn't sign him. I guess.
It almost seems as if they're trying to lose games now in order to get a high draft
I-
pick.
then you lost 8 in a row. That might show something, but
Yeah, maybe, but at the same time, is that really the way to like show people you care?
and as
to
a
lose
as a
every
player
game?
myself, I don't think people really would do that. Like
Yeah,
it's
people-
so bad for the players would not choose to do that. I
If
don't
they're
think.
doing that, then that's just embarrassing the organization.
And the whole
It
league,
is, and the players
the
have
league,
said so,
too.
but really the effort, it
Mhm.
really comes out on the ice, and they are not showing any effort on it.
I mean,
Well-
the top 3 picks they can get are all really solid prospects. So what's the point of really blowing the games like Victor Hedman?
Yeah,
John Tavares,
like
they're both
any
solid
of the
players.
top 3. And since it's a lottery, you still have a chance at
Yeah,
first
but
overall.
But as
pick.
we've seen, one player can't lift up a team. Tampa Bay with Steven Stamkos is still.
Yeah, but
He's got near dead last.
he hasn't been doing well.
I was going to say one more thing though. The Avalanche started the season, I think like 0-6 or something. They hadn't won a game for a while, so that might have been part of it. Like
And they've
teams,
But
Yeah.
they just had a collapse.
and they've let in over 50 goals more than
Than
they've
any-
scored.
yeah,
and that
so that's an
it's
embarrassment.
kind of hard to make the playoffs. Is
it's
that
a glaring stat.
that's second worst in the league, next to
The New York
next to
Islanders
the
with
Islanders.
59 points.
Actually, third last next to the Islanders and Tampa Bay Lightning, but they're both jokes. Those-
Yeah, 16.
Now, that actually leads me into our next section, the Tavares sweepstakes. Now, do you think, like we were trying to talk about earlier, teams like the Islanders, Lightning, Thrashers, Avalanche, Kings, Phoenix, that type of team?
Lightning.
I thought I said that.
Oh, maybe. you
Maybe,
did.
maybe I did. Maybe
I
I
don't know.
did.
Sorry.
But do you think teams like that should start to lose, seeing as they have no chance? I mean, New York barely even has half of the points of Boston. That's
Yeah,
pathetic.
and but I've never really believed in teams purposely losing. That's just not with the spirit of the sport. That's not that's letting down fans. That's basically letting down the entire organization when you purposely try
Giving a
to
big,
lose.
big middle finger to your fans.
It's basically like Brian Burke. People speculated Brian Burke is just trying to lose. He doesn't want to win. He wants to
Probably
shuffle,
told Gerber to
he wants
get the
shuffle around a bit.
suspended just
To-
to put
to be-
Cujo in net.
To be true, if Cujo